Hi everyone and welcome to another flight review. Today we're flying aboard Bamboo Airways on their 787 from here in Ho Chi Minh City to Melbourne in economy class. My flight today is QH88, where check-in would be at Terminal 2. Though I arrived at check-in 3 hours before our flight departed, the line was hideously long. After almost an hour of waiting, we made it to the check-in counter and then went through security, which was basically like hell on earth. Anyway, here is our ride down to Melbourne. It is a 4.5-year-old Bamboo Airways 787-9 registered as VN-A829. It was originally delivered to Hainan Airlines in September of 2018, but then moved over to Bamboo Airways in January of 2020. This evening, boarding was called on time. Welcome aboard the Bamboo Airways 787. This specific one is in a 2-class layout with 30 business class seats in a 1-2-1 configuration and 226 economy class seats mainly in a 3-3-3 configuration. My seat for today is 48A. Each seat has its individual IFE screen, however it cannot be folded outwards. Just under that you have a foldable tray table which was extremely stiff to slide backwards and forwards. Anyway, below that you have a seat pocket which comes with some headphones and also a blanket. Just above the tray table there is another seat pocket which contains the in-flight magazine, safety information card and an air sickness bag. Under every IFE screen there are 2 headphone jacks and a USB port, and between each seat there is a universal power socket. Here is the recline situation. I found reclining the seat to be extremely stiff, however it does recline at a pretty generous amount. Now, speaking of recline, the seat behind me did not recline at all, and the seat in front of me would automatically recline without pressing any buttons. Nonetheless, the seats were perfectly comfortable for a flight of this length. And finally, there is also an adjustable headrest for extra comfort.
Mobile phones and electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight mode. Smoking is not allowed on flights.
Shortly after settling in, the crew came around and handed each passenger a sanitizing wipe.
Welcome to Bamboo Airways, Airline Hospitality. You are welcome aboard our Boeing 787-9 named Union City. Flight number QH88. Flight time today is around 8 hours. According to weather forecast, we may expect some light turbulence.
Các thiết bị điện tử phải được tắt nguồn hoặc chuyển sang chế độ máy bay trong suốt hành trình bay.
Electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight not allowed during taxi, takeoff and landing.
Trong quá trình máy bay lên cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cần đi an toàn, cẩn thận thân ghế, kính van ăn, xếp gọn chân ghế và sạc điện.
As we climb out of Ho Chi Minh City, I'll quickly take you through the in-flight entertainment on board. Firstly, there is a moving map, which is not interactive when the crew decides to say an announcement, but is interactive when they're not. Anyway, there are plenty of movies to watch on board. There is also a tab for music and audiobooks. Whilst I watched Mr. Bean make his lunch, the crew came around and began their in-flight service. I wasn't hungry on this flight, so I didn't opt for anything. However, my seat neighbour opted for pork and noodles, which she said tasted alright. It also came with a bread roll and a small cup of custard. For the rest of the flight, I had slept and woke up just in time for sunrise. So I'll quickly conclude my review with Bamboo Airways. So it wasn't great, but it definitely wasn't terrible. So the negatives? Well, there were a few seats that were broken. Everything was stiff considering it is 4 years old, and the announcements were extremely quiet. I could barely hear them. But on the bright side, the crew were outstanding, the seats were comfortable, and the in-flight entertainment was adequate. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, and unfortunately, this may be my last flight review for a while. Anyways, I hope to see you soon.
Cloudy.